Welcome back to another episode of On a Mission. I'm your host, Dr. Wendy Norfleet with Norfleet Integrated Solutions. And it is my pleasure to have with me today Spencer Roberts with TS4 Consultants. Welcome, Spencer.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Well, thank you, Spencer. So I know you're a native Jacksonvillian, if that's a word.
Born and raised.
Fourth generation?
You can use it, fourth generation.
Okay. And so most people know that's a little rare.
It is.
But you also, tell us a little bit about yourself first.
Well, I've been here, again, all my life. Started over on the west side. Now I live at the beaches. Got a lovely wife, two great kids, and a little Vizsla dog. And I've been in sales for over 14 years in Jacksonville.
Wow.
Yeah.
You must like it.
I do.
Okay.
I do. But when I got into sales, I didn't want to get in really soon into sales because my experience with salespeople were kind of like they were vultures, and don't be that guy.
Lot of us.
You didn't want to be that person who, was like, do I really want to see that person again?
Or people turn the other way.
Exactly. And so when I got into sales, I really wanted to be an advocate for people, be able to build those relationships, earn that trust, and really provide the customer with what they needed.
Okay. So how did you take what you learned about sales and all the bad things and not to avoid and make it work for you? Obviously, it made it work for 14 years. And so you currently work for TS4 Consultants.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about them.
So TS4 Consultants has been around since 2014. I started the company as a way to subsidize income for the other jobs that I was working. In COVID, I was working surgical instrument sales. I was doing that for about 3.5 years. And when COVID hit, it was a really interesting thing because nobody was doing elective surgeries anymore, and I sold surgical instruments. So how are you going to sell surgical instruments during that time? So I pivoted a lot, and I had hospital customers and government entities that needed certain things like PPE, so your non-slip shoe covers, your booties, and things like that. And also COVID testing. So I was able to help hospitals, government entities in different counties.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, people really needed those things.
They did, and nobody could get them. And I was surprised because what happens, the allocation that they had, the monthly allocation, was cut in half sometimes, or 60%. And so these people had a real trouble. So that's really how it really started going a lot faster.
Okay, so tell us a little bit exactly what TS4 Consultants do. I know you say you started as supplemental income, but what do you do there?
We work with several different customers and companies, just providing whatever they're looking for. Like during COVID, it was PPE and it was COVID tests.
So you help companies, like if they have a need, you help find the best place to fill that need.
Exactly.
Okay, so you're like a dating service, a matchmaking.
Matchmaking.
Okay.
Absolutely. You've got the people and the product, and you put them together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So before we get into the things that you brought here, tell us, any tips for salespeople out there to not be that annoying person?
People can see genuineness, and then can see people who are fake. And so I would just say, be genuine. Build that relationship. Really try to help the person that you're trying to help. Don't think about it, hey, this is just a way to make money, but this is a way to help a person out. And that's the way I look at sales, and that's the way I have looked at sales. Right.
I think that's true of life, because I know a lot of people tell me, people always contacting you, and I say, probably because I really like talking to people, and if people ask me, hey, I need something, I say, oh, I know the perfect person. And so a lot of times I feel like sometimes I'm a connector.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think it's our natural tendency to say, oh, you need this, then this person has this, and I can help you out.
Yeah, it's great. So you brought us some goodies. So tell us a little bit about that.
Right now I'm partnered with a company who is partnered with a company who has this technology. And this is neat technology. It's sustainable plastic technology. They're carbon reduction certified plastics. Greener plastics, if you will.
Right.
One is called EarthCycle, and EarthCycle it's got two components. It has a calcium carbonate component for beginning of life, which means you take the fossil fuels out of the plastic, so there's less fossil fuels and it has less of an impact to the environment. And then the end of life, it has organic enzymes that actually break down the plastic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it has accelerated biodegradation, which means it's biodegradable a lot faster. In our testing, it was in less than 2 years.
Oh, wow.
It was over 75% biodegradation for for polyethylene and polypropylene,
Wow.
which is huge.
And so they do all type of, looks like they do all type of things.
They do. So you can make utensils. This is a polypropylene. You've got polypropylene here for corrugated boxes. You've got different types of bags you can use. There's high density, which is the ones you store your meats in. And then you've got these. They're just sandwich bags or trash bags.
And we also have tape.
And you have tape as well, which is also a polypropylene or polyester. So there's many different functions they can use. You can use the plastic trays or the clamshell containers for berries or fruits or things like that, and it's absolutely wonderful. And then there's another technology called NanoFresh, which is a antibacterial food life extension plastic.
Oh, I think I saw those. Was it one of the, I forgot her name. She does like the little local show, little local, it's on, oh shoot. It's on one of the news stations, and she'll do different type of new technology or new tools or something like that. And her name just went out of my head.
I'm not sure it was the same thing because there are bioplastics.
Okay.
But this is something that will
you
actually
put things in, and it keeps the life longer of the product that you put in there.
Food and produce shelf
yes,
life.
Yes, I've
it's
seen that.
antibacterial, antifungal, and it's incredible. They did a testing where food spoilage was anywhere from 55 to 80%. And the NanoFresh bags were anywhere from 4 to 6%.
Well, I can see in this, as food goes up, I can see that's becoming even more important to make the food last longer. You don't want to throw away, have food waste.
I want to say the food spoilage is 1/3 of the world's food in a year gets spoiled. So it's a huge issue and it's a huge problem. If you have greener plastic and carbon reduction certified plastics, it can help alleviate that. It's a wonderful thing.
Oh. So, we appreciate you looking out for all of us to get our food longer.
I've been surfing since I was 8 years old, and one of the surf trips I went to was Bali, and we were there at the end of the rainy season, and there was plastic all over the beach. You were actually walking through water because it was called the Musim Hujan, and there was plastic out in the surf break, and I don't want that for me, and I want that for my kids. And there's a plastic island called the Great Pacific Garbage Patch that is. It's twice the size of Texas.
Oh wow, that's
so plastics, can be a real problem. But if we have a greener plastic, it can be a really good solution.
Right, so besides trying to make our food last longer and our plastic last shorter, what else do you do? I know you do other things in the community. You're associate pastor, or just?
I'm a leader in my church.
Okay.
So sometimes I preach, but we help people. We visit people in the hospital. We bring meals, and we do all sorts of different things. And I grew up helping the community. I was a public speaker in the schools for 5 years. I did work in the Duval Detention Center. I love helping people out. And if I see somebody in need, then I really want to help them.
Okay, that sounds great. So, Spencer, if someone wants to learn more about this plastic, more about TS4 Consultants, how do they reach you?
Well, I'm partnered with a company called Lion Lux Facility Solutions. I've got working with some great people there, Nick Boney and Ron Rye. And if they want to reach out about this, what they could do is ts4c.com. Or they can email me. My email's on there. It's tharproberts@yahoo.com. And I'd love to be able to help them out, hear from them, and see what type of solution we can get, because I believe that we could be an asset for any customer or company.
All right. Thank you so much, Spencer.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining us for another episode. To learn more about Spencer Roberts and TS4 Consultants, please go to iwantabuzz.com. And we'll see you next time on Buzz TV.